Watching this back, I so need to cut my hair. I've gotten really long hair this summer because I don't really know what I want to do with it. I feel like my body yearns for a buzz cut, but my soul yearns for like hair to this length, but like that looks good, yeah. I have tons of it. On a regular basis, I'd say I feel some amount of anxiety every day. When I go to class, sometimes I've seen my pulse watch reach 130, 140 beats per minute. Yeah, so what have I done with this? I've done a lot of things. A lot of things that work, a lot of things that don't work. Mainly things that actually work. Because a lot of things actually work, the problem is that I don't do them. I walk around every day, I don't know why this is that scary. First of all, the supplements. Magnesium and L-theanine. L-theanine is that thing in green tea that makes you like, well, calm, but alert. You don't get groggy from it. And you just gain like, well, it works a bit like caffeine, that it gives you energy, but it makes you calm. And it does do those things. Like very little. You're only recommended to take 400 milligrams a day. If you take 600, that's when you become sleepy. So I've never tried 400. And I mean, like, yeah, teeny tiny bit, very little, but it doesn't do nothing. So if you possess the capital, the excess income, do it. I've personally stopped doing it because I feel like it's gotten really expensive, and like it didn't do that big of a difference anyway. Magnesium, I take it every night before I go to bed. And I feel like it does do help in making my body like calm down as I go to sleep. And with good sleep, that can really make or break anxiety. A good night's rest can do a lot for you. Moving on from supplements. Spam pull-ups. If you don't have a pull-up bar, spam push-ups. Do a lot of them. And feel strong. Because that is a good feeling. Not necessarily muscular, even though that's also a nice feeling. But strong. You feel strong, and you can feel those happy chemicals rushing through you. It really is that simple. I've gotten bad at it recently, but I started doing it again, and I can feel like my anxiety threshold, but my regular amount of anxiety go down. And I'd say spam pull-ups because it just feels easier. If you can do a pull-up, that is, like, if you can't, just stick to push-ups. But like, sometime in your life, learn to do a pull-up. Because it's so easy. Just walk through the door frame where you have it set up. And just do a couple and then continue on. And then you do whatever you were supposed to do. But now with these endorphins and chemicals rushing through your body. Meditate. whenever you can, meditate. Again, I'm really bad at this, but when I do get a streak going, my longest one is 42 days, I think. You really do feel that you gain a certain sense of peace of mind that you didn't have before. You really do feel that your focus tightens. And when you feel these anxious thoughts slipping you away into a reality that doesn't exist, you say, wait, hold up, wait a minute. This isn't real. I'm imagining a scenario so extreme that it will never happen. What am I thinking? And you pull yourself back to reality and you examine your surroundings. You can meditate in various ways. But what I like to do is that I try to focus on every part of my body. Every single one. Feel every single thing of me as it is. Feel every piece of fabric touch, well, me. Feel every piece of me touch myself. Yeah, well, no. Just feel all of me. Feel all of me all at once. And then feel the room as it is. Feel the walls as they are, how far they are from me. Feel the air gently grazing my skin. Focus on my breathing. In and out, in and out. Feel how it comes down. And like how it actually stays in my lungs. And how it eventually passes on. And then sometimes, eventually, I can like feel the entire earth. And how the house is connected to the ground, and the ground is connected to the wider area. How the wider area is connected to the even wider area. And whenever a thought appears, whether it be constructive, yes, an anxious thought about something that just doesn't matter, I think, thank you, whatever, and then whatever the thought was. Thank you for coming, this thought. But I am letting you go, because I'm meditating right now. You do thank whatever your mind was trying to show you, and the good intentions surely behind that thought. All anxiety just really is in favor of protecting you, even though it does a really bad job at it. Thank you, thought. Thank you for the glimpse of something I can actually use in you. But I won't be using that right now, because right now I'm meditating. There's a time and place to actually examine these thoughts later. Right now I'm practicing just being. Because that's really what meditating is. When you meditate, you do one thing, and one thing only. And when you do walking meditation, for example, you do nothing but walk. You feel your feet touching the ground. You feel how your feet contorts on whatever material it interacts with. How it releases and how you step your next foot in front, preparing for it to hit the ground as well. I'm not done walking meditation. But yeah, that's the gist of it. This is the one I'm the worst at. But it does help. Write with a total lack of judgment for yourself. Whatever you're feeling. Take a real pen and a real paper and just write. A document works as well, but I'd say this is better to keep something physical that you can actually have in your home and that only exists to you. That is purely yours for you to revisit when you feel like it. When you can look at it from a different perspective, when you're in a more serene peace of mind. Yeah. Write out everything. Every single thing. Purely because it matters to you. This is what I'm feeling right now. This is what I have on my mind. This is what is bothering me right now. Should this be something that bothers me? It's not for me to decide right now. It just does, and I'm just writing. And like, feel how when you do this, you gain even more clarity on what you're feeling. Because when you do this, you ask yourself why, and you answer that why, and you ask yourself why again to that thing. And you keep going, you keep going, you keep going until you eventually reach the like original point of anxiety for this specific thing. This works for a lot of other things too, just in general. If you're feeling bad, write about it. Turn it into something for it to give you clarity. And lastly, the best tip for anxiety. Walk. Walk as much as you can. I don't know how it works, but it does. Do so preferably in silence. Because when you walk, when you let your mind wander in a ever-changing environment outside, you get new perspectives. You get new ideas. And you are literally brought back to reality. Walk. I promise that it works. It really is that simple for the most part. It's weird how anxiety can make you forget a lot of things, really. Walk, strength train, do some cardiovascular exercise. I forgot to mention that because I don't do it and I really should. But I do ride a bike. Something. Do what you can. And know that you aren't alone. Most people who have anxiety feel really stupid about it. Because yeah, to be a little fair to them, it is kind of stupid. But also like, yes and no. Because this is our reality. And we can just make it the best that we can. Between my very few videos, I film a couple other videos that I don't do anything with because my anxiety tells me that they're shit. And I really hope I do push through this time and just let this be what it is. Bye. I got a ticket in my pocket and we both know it's there. I get so nervous about that next step, but the driveway leads there. You know what I have to do. I know I'm leaving you. There's no easy way to thank you, so let's act like we knew.